Hello everyone, this is PTW Animations, and today we are doing a video where I am going to break down the superstars and the roster of one of the brands on my fed PTW, and that is PTW Brutality. Brutality is one of the two brands in PTW, Brutality and Breakdown. Brutality is red, Breakdown is blue. The typical two brand split structure of the shows that I've got going on. And since I am planning to resume regular episodes and pay-per-views in PTW in the very near future, I thought it would be nice to make a video just updating you all on the current rosters, since we had the draft a very long time ago, many years ago, and since then we've had debuts, returns, things like that. So I just wanted to give a quick update over the rosters in PTW, starting with Brutality. Now, a quick reminder before we go over this roster is that in the rules of the brand split, tag teams and women's wrestlers can go on both brands. So because of that, tag teams will not be featured in this video, nor will women superstars. So for example, if you're wondering where is the Revival, where is Asuka, where is Bayley, guys like that, they're not going to be in these videos because tag team wrestlers and women can go on both brands. There's only one championship between them, and I'll probably will make a video just updating the tag division and the women's roster as well if you guys are interested in that. But now let's not waste any more time. Let's get started with the Brutality roster, and we have to start with our champions. First up, the new PTW champion, that is this guy right here, John Morrison. You see the belt around his waist. John Morrison won that PTW championship at WrestleMania 3 in the main event after he won the Royal Rumble to earn that spot. Really good match he had with the former champion CM Punk. And now Morrison, on these next episodes of Brutality, will be kickstarting his new championship reign. So first up, we have the PTW champion, John Morrison. Up next is another new champion, the new United States champion, that is Braun Strowman. Strowman won the United States Championship at WrestleMania 3 in a triple threat match with the former champion Roman Reigns and Rusev. Strowman has been on Brutality for a while now, since it started. He was part of the Wyatt family, but of course that faction disbanded, and he's been on his own ever since, a complete monster, and he won the United States Championship. So, the United States champion, Braun Strowman. Next, we have the former PTW champion, CM Punk. CM Punk had a mammoth PTW championship reign, holding that title from when he won it in the main event of WrestleMania 2 to when he lost it to John Morrison in the main event of WrestleMania 3. An excellent championship reign, and as you can see here, and if you've been keeping up with the toy hunts, you know we got a new figure of CM Punk. It is the Top Picks Elite figure. Very excited to use this figure in the episodes, and we'll see how CM Punk responds from losing his PTW championship. Following that, we have a legend of Brutality. It is the icon Sting. Sting, again, has been in PTW for a while. I don't know if he's going to be just a full-time member of the roster now, but he has had some very high-profile matches and moments. He defeated Bray Wyatt in a steel cage match in the main event of Armageddon. He's faced Braun Strowman in a last man standing match of Supremacy Warfare. He challenged CM Punk for the PTW championship, and in WrestleMania 3 he was involved in the Money in the Bank ladder match. So Sting has done a lot in PTW, and we'll see how he goes forward on Brutality on the red brand. I don't know if he's going to be a full-time member of the roster, but Sting is on Brutality. And now up next, we have the Game Triple H. Just ignore the jeans I've got on him right here, but Triple H also heavily involved in WrestleMania 3. He was part of a 6-man tornado tag match, teaming with Sami Zayn and AJ Styles against Kevin Owens, John Moxley, and The Rock, where his team won, meaning The Rock was fired as the Brutality general manager, meaning that when episodes get started again, we are going to reveal the new general manager of Brutality. So that's another thing to look out for in the future. But another member of the roster, the Game Triple H. Up next, we have John Cena. Cena, another guy who has done a lot in PTW. He's challenged for the PTW Championship multiple times. And at WrestleMania, he was unsuccessful in the Money in the Bank ladder match. But he has done a lot in PTW, and he's got a lot to look forward to as we get into future episodes of Brutality. Another member of the roster, John Cena. Up next, we have the prize fighter, Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens, he's also done a lot on the Red brand, as I mentioned with Triple H earlier. He was also involved in that 6-man no-holds-barred match at WrestleMania 3, except he was on the losing team, teaming with the former general manager, The Rock. Where Kevin Owens kind of used his relationship with The Rock to get a lot of advantages on Brutality. We will see how Kevin Owens fares now that The Rock is out of power and he has to kind of go about things on his own on Brutality. Then we have Kevin Owens' teammate at WrestleMania 3. It is Jon Moxley. Now Jon Moxley, formerly known as Dean Ambrose, he has done a lot in PTW. We saw him kind of go off the hinges as Dean Ambrose. He got suspended, and during that suspension he attacked AJ Styles, taking him out at Supremacy Warfare, which later on led to them brawling in the Royal Rumble. But he's kind of gone off the hinges and is now known as Jon Moxley. Moxley now, he was basically a hired gun for The Rock, where he's willing to beat up people, willing to do a lot, just willing to be as hardcore and do whatever it takes to get where he wants to go in PTW. So another member of the roster, Jon Moxley. Next is the underdog from the underground, Sami Zayn. And again, he was also involved in that 6-man no-holds-barred match at WrestleMania 3. But he, along with Triple H and AJ Styles, were on the winning side. So coming into these next episodes, Sami Zayn, a lot of momentum. He's challenged for championships in the past, and now that The Rock is gone, there are going to be a lot of new opportunities for Sami Zayn on Brutality. And of course, the final member of that 6-man match, the phenomenal AJ Styles. AJ Styles was drafted to Brutality as his debut in PTW, and he's made a lot of noise on Brutality, but he's also had a lot of setbacks, where AJ Styles looked like he was finally finding his footing on the Red brand, becoming a contender for the United States Championship and joining Team Brutality at Supremacy Warfare, except he was taken out before he could participate in that match by, later revealed to be, Jon Moxley, leading to him making his return in the Royal Rumble match, attacking Moxley, or Moxley attacking him, and then them just brawling everywhere throughout the build to WrestleMania 3. But now that all the Jon Moxley stuff, all the stuff with The Rock is over, like Sami Zayn, AJ Styles, he's got a lot to look forward to on the coming episodes of Brutality, and we'll see what they have in store for him. Next, we have the former United States Champion, the big dog, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns had an excellent United States Championship reign. He held that title all the way back at Clash of Champions when he defeated Jeff Hardy for the United States Championship, and he's defended it against all kinds of superstars on Brutality, but he did lose it at WrestleMania 3 to Braun Strowman. So now that he's finally without that US title, we'll see what the future holds for Roman Reigns and if he tries to get that United States Championship back. Next, another superstar who has kind of been involved a lot on Brutality. It is the Captain of Charisma, Christian. Now, if I can get him to stand up here. Christian, he's had a bit of a chip on his shoulder because when the initial draft for the brands happened, Christian was the very last pick. And that led to Christian kind of gaining this attitude where he feels disrespected by pretty much everyone, and has kind of become just a real dastardly heel, basically a cowardly heel, which has been really fun to do with Christian and this character. He's had rivalries with guys like AJ Styles and then run-ins with guys all over the roster. At WrestleMania 3, he was involved in the Money in the Bank ladder match, where he was unsuccessful, but now Christian, we'll see what the future holds for him on Brutality. Now, I'm going to do these next two as one entry because they are kind of a tag team, and I know in the past I've said tag teams are able to go on both brands, and that is true. As a tag team, Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara can go on both brands, but of course, they're also kind of a part of Brutality as singles guys. It's weird. I'll just try to explain it the best I can now, where if two singles wrestlers on one brand become a tag team, then they're obviously, as a tag team, you can go on both brands, but like Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara were both on Brutality and then became a tag team after that. So kind of like they are a tag team and they can go on both brands, but they are kind of mostly just sticking to Brutality as members of the roster. But first up, we'll talk about Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio made his return to PTW leading up to Royal Rumble 2, where he entered in that match before. Earlier, he did return on Resistance before the Royal Rumble, then entered the Royal Rumble and was signed to Brutality. And since then, he competed in the Money in the Bank ladder match at WrestleMania 3 unsuccessfully, and he has been teaming with his tag partner Sin Cara. Now, Sin Cara has been mostly on the undercard in Brutality, but he is a former United States champion. He's a high flyer, and these guys a really fun duo on Brutality. And up next, we have the world's largest athlete, The Big Show. Now, The Big Show can even fit in the frame, just barely. He's getting cut off by the timer. But The Big Show, he's had an interesting time as well. He made his debut on, I believe, the first or second episode of Brutality as a heel, where he attacked Sami Zayn. They had a little mini feud there. But then he was concussed when he got super kicked by Rusev and took a lot of time off until returning just before the Royal Rumble as a babyface. And that's kind of where he is now. He was left off the card at WrestleMania 3. So let's just see what Big Show does on the next episodes of Brutality. Up next, we have another set of guys who are kind of a team, kind of not, where we have Rusev and Sheamus. Now, I've already mentioned Rusev in this video. He was a part of the United States Championship match at WrestleMania 3, and Sheamus is mostly Rusev's manager, but also his tag team partner, where Sheamus saw that Rusev was impressing everybody, going on a huge winning streak, and Sheamus ended up joining him at his side, and now they are kind of a duo on Brutality. And now that Rusev has come up short in his efforts to try to become a two-time United States champion, we will see what Rusev and Sheamus do on Brutality, and maybe if they try to take their talents into the tag team division. We're getting down to the end now, as we have another unofficial/official tag team, where it is Buddy Murphy and Ty Dillinger. Now, Ty Dillinger was the first one to be a member of Brutality. He was drafted to the Red Brand when he made his debut after WrestleMania 2, and Dillinger frankly just could not find himself any real success. He was losing all of his matches, and Buddy Murphy, he made his debut on an episode of Resistance before he was signed to Brutality, and once he was signed to Brutality, he and Ty Dillinger ended up forming a bit of an alliance, where Murphy ended up embracing the bad tendencies of Ty Dillinger, where Dillinger was a babyface, but he just kept losing and losing over and over, getting more and more frustrated, until Murphy offered his hand, and they became a sort of heel mid-card tag team. Well, it's been pretty interesting. Murphy, of course, was a part of Resistance on an episode of Resistance before he was signed to Brutality. I guess I should explain that as well, where I kind of want Resistance to serve a little bit as like I don't know what to call it, like an NXT or a Sunday Night Heat or a Velocity kind of thing, where I'd like it to be a place where kind of undercard guys can kind of debut on Resistance, and then eventually they'll be signed to either Brutality or Breakdown. We've seen that already with guys like Buddy Murphy and Rey Mysterio, who kind of showed up on Resistance and then later were signed to a brand officially. But that's kind of what I'm hoping Resistance to be going forward, is kind of this just like way for whether it's guys to make their debuts before they're signed to a brand, or ways to kind of establish undercard talent. But now we have our final superstar, and it is a new one who has not even debuted on Brutality yet, but we're given a little sneak peek now. It is Swerve Strickland. Now Swerve is another guy who made his debut on Resistance, where he defeated Tyler Breeze. And now in this roster video, I can officially announce that he has been signed to Brutality and will be on future episodes of the Red brand after WrestleMania 3. Breaking news, whoever the new general manager is, you'll see him when they reveal themselves. But Swerve Strickland, a new sign-in to PTW Brutality. And that is gonna do it for this roster breakdown of PTW Brutality. I hope you all enjoyed it. We will be doing another roster video on PTW Breakdown, and then maybe one on the tag team division and the women's division as well. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all later.